Good morning. How are we all doing? Wait for a few people to jump in and then we'll crack on. As you can see, Bitcoin's broke out, so we'll have a look at some analysis on that and then see what's going on in cross-through market. I think Zilliqa's had an absolute monstrous candle too, so we'll have a look at that, and then once we've gone through a few of the projects that are moving, then we'll do some questions and see what's going on here. Zilliqa's on fire today. Right, let's get cracking anyway. So, Bitcoin here, 4-hour time frame. We have had that breakout that we've been looking for. Still a crucial area up here. We've got 39k to break through. The major area for me is 40k, as you can see. This wick here and these 2 wicks here was the attempts to break through 40k. We didn't quite get there, so this line here is a region we need to break through at 40,840. And I think that is the first major area to break through. But yeah, we have broken up. Looking at this from me, got a lot of people calling for further downside than 30k, and on the way up we have been creating a little bit of structure here. Nothing too major, but we were creating some higher lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, and you could say we are trending up. And this was a bullish pendant where I was pretty much looking only for the upside, and we have broken out of that now. So fingers crossed we can really start to pick up some steam and then go and target this 40,800 level. I think once we do close above there, we've got to look at these wicks here at 42k. We'll mark that region up as well. We've had no closures above that since that drop towards 18th of May. So 3 weeks ago now, we've not been up there. So that is the first 2 major areas there to break through before we do start pushing on. How come I've drawn it from the middle of the peak and not that one? Just doesn't line up as perfect, to be honest. I think it lined up a little bit better from there, to be honest, mate. You could have done a massive one from here down to there and down to there, but I think that one just looks a little bit better on that time frame, to be honest, mate. Right, so that's looking good. A couple of key areas there to potentially target. Let's just put a little bit of a bearish spin on this though. Let's get rid of them lower highs now, because we know we've been creating them. If we do get a bit of a bearish scenario, we can have a look at some buy-ins. If we do flip round and reject off this 39k region, we could come back to test this region here at 36,800. So that is a potential area that we could drop down to. I mean, you've got 35k, which is a solid 618 level. I'm a little bit too bullish for it to get down to those regions, but let's just monitor that and see what goes on. It could potentially get down there. Evening, Bobby Dazzler. Must be in Australia. So yeah, that's Bitcoin pretty much covered. Couple of buy zones, then a couple of pretty much targets to get through. If you're looking at these targets I've got here on these red lines, they marry up quite well with those extensions on the Fibonacci at minus 0.2 and minus 0.618. So they're 2 regions I want to target going forward, but let's just get rid of that fib because the chart looks a bit of a mess. Potential buy-in if we come back to test that region down there. So that's pretty much BTC covered. All is looking good. We'll jump back to it throughout this stream and see what's going on. Asia. Whereabouts, mate? We'll move to Asia. So Zilliqa USDT. This is a 4-hour time frame. We'll drop it right down to the hourly just to think, wow, looks even better. And it does look at that monstrous candle. Seen a few comments this morning saying somebody's bought $200 million Zilliqa. Need to have a look into that and see who's been buying it and what's going on really. And analyse, you can't analyse that, can you? It's just a massive wick up. Hopefully we close above this area. I was looking at this area. Let's drop back to 4 hour. I was looking at this region here because this was the last time we was in this area, and we did create a little bit of structure, but we've blown straight through that now. So the next target is this one up here at 17.5 cent. If we do close today's candle above this box, I think if we close above this box, then I think it would start to look okay and we can push on. Where was wrecking the shorts? Yeah, I saw something like that. Somebody posted in my Telegram group actually. Let's have a look. Might have been a Telegram group. Yeah. probably not. But yeah, it's doing well. You can't really, if you're looking for some buy zones, I would analyse this latest move here. But I can't really pick any levels other than this one here at 13.5% as a potential buy-in if it does get a little bit of a sell-off into it, because you know people will have bought at this region here, and this would be a solid take profit region, so you may get a little bit of selling pressure, but it depends how the day goes. I'm not going to do any entry prices on that yet because it's still too early, and we could just absolutely start pumping and start pushing on. What do you think of Matic right now? I think it's a solid project. We've got so much going on this year. I did a bit of a price analysis video on it the other day. Let's just have a look as I've got them levels on still. Yeah, we're just saying this area were varied, which I was looking to invest. We did that massive relief bounce. I think it was about 250%. We've come back down and we're consolidating now within this range. Let's look at our entire move. Yeah, 382 consolidation area. We're pretty much bounced off that 50% fib. And to me, I think this is the area to buy, unless we do get a bit of a crazy weekend again coming up. You know what weekends can be like for crypto. We may get some orders filled down at 159, maybe even 139, but all's looking alright. I mean, it's consolidating nicely within this range and could be just gearing up here, picking up some liquidity before the next move up to target those all-time highs at 270. Have you heard of Blair Gibson? No, I've not, mate. I think they are going to win that lawsuit, to be honest, buddy. Whenever there is lawsuits happen in crypto, they fucking never, ever get pushed through properly. You still have the same price prediction for this year at $1. Probably higher, to be honest, mate. We've had such a significant pullback, and I think this is just a fucking perfect time to get in. I think $1 should be easily achievable. I'm not sure what that level. I think that's the extension of fib at 76 cents. I reckon it could be multi-dollar at the end of this cycle, to be honest. It's only got a fairly reasonable circulation. Coin market cap. Rank 59. Yeah, look at that. We only got 21 billion max, 14 billion euros in circulation. So, if you're just looking at the top cryptos here, look at the market caps here. 60 billion, 50 billion, 50 billion. I mean, if Zilliqa got up into the top 10, it's going to need at least a $1 from this position, and I think it'll be pushing 40, 50 billion at some stage. So I reckon it can do $2 to $3 at some stage, but let's just keep his eyes on it and see what goes on. Just want to cover caps quickly because this is doing quite well. I know a few people in my Telegram group have bought this. I think I was one of the first people to do a video on turnover. I like what they're doing. Massive NFT project. Yeah, it's looking good. Data transmission on a blockchain. Let's just have a look at this chart a second. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can do some TA on this actually. Really, if you're looking for some buys, we could take this as a start of a move. This is on Gate.io and Uniswap. That Fibonacci is disgusting. This is your region to buy around here. Down at about 10 cent on the nose. I think that's a level to buy. But yeah, that fib's horrible. Right, going back to proper charts anyway. Morning level up. Yeah, so Zilliqa's doing well. It's getting that little bit of a pullback on the lower time frames. If you just go down to the 15 minute, it is looking like a little bit toppy, like it could turn around there, but that's probably just a bit of a consolidation before the next move up, I think. I mean, if you're looking for some buys, I would pretty much still look down to this region at 13.5. Currently at 15 cents, so it will be quite a big drop, but you know how crypto goes. As soon as news comes out, people sell into it, so potentially another 8% move back down there, but it's too early to say, too early to have a look at what price you could buy in. I think if you're looking at Zil, Just aping and hold long term. I think that's the best bet to go. Why so bullish on ZIL? What are your fundamentals you like about it? Pretty much everything. Where do I start? Massive NFTs coming up. We've got XCAD built into it. We've got at least 30 to 40 projects I know about that are getting built on top of crypto, on top of Zilliqa blockchain. It's one of the most environmentally friendly blockchains going. We've got a solid team. I mean, I could go on and on. It's probably one of my favourite projects across the crypto space. I think it is solid. I'll just had a quick look at Matic, Tommy. I'll just show you a chart though. I was seeing if we put 4 back on. I was saying we pretty much banged straight up. We did that massive relief bounce, come back down. We tested that 382 level. We even tested that 50% level, but we looks like we're consolidating now above this 382 level. If you're looking for buys, I'm just buying at this rate. And I said if the weekend's coming up soon, there's always that potential that the price could drop over a weekend. So I mean, there'd be no harm in having some orders down at 139 just in case you do get that dump. You may get a chance to pick some up a little bit cheaper, so potentially drop light down there and then potentially back up to test those all-time highs. All-time highs is there, isn't it? So that's a potential setup. But you just need to wait for the weekend for that to happen, so fingers crossed. Will I be selling Zilliqa if it reaches $2 to $3? Yes, I will. 100%. I'll have made a solid... I bought my Zilliqa. Let's have a look. Where's Zilliqa? I have to zoom right out here. I bought my Zilliqa in about August, maybe, last year. Where's August? I bought mine around 1.6 cent, I think, around there. That's where I bought my Zilliqa. I did buy some back in. Managed to take a bit of profit then. And then I bought some back here. About 1.6 cent I managed to buy mine, so in some very handsome profit. I didn't actually buy a massive bag of Zilliqa then, wish I did, but I preferred a few other projects around that time. I didn't have quite as much capital as I do now, so I put in as much as I could afford, and it's a very nice bag now. Wish I had some more like, but gotta be happy with what you get, haven't you? I've not covered RSR yet, buddy. I'll have a look at that in a second. Something brewing with ZIL. There's lots going on with Zilliqa, isn't there, mate? There's, like I say, we've got all them NFT launches coming this week. Saw a tweet, actually. Where's my Twitter? This is a very bullish tweet. Switch.io Zilliqa team is on full throttle to have the Zilliqa chain integrated with the Trade Hub and have front end with ZilSwap to make the ETH to ZIL bridge ready. So that's bullish news. We've got it's going to be quite a bullish few weeks, probably a bullish June for Zilliqa. So all you have to do, I've said this before, just buy and hold. Actually broke through that area of resistance that I was looking at there, so next target's up at 17.6 cent. You think $1 VET will be easily reached? I don't think it will be easily reached, but I think it's a good chance it could happen. We know we've got a lot of China influence behind VeChain, and there's that much money in crypto in China. I think it could get sent at some stage. But remember, it's got a high circulation. If we're looking at a dollar from these current prices, you're talking 600% still. So fair way to go. It looks like it's unachievable, but things in crypto can move quick, can't they? So yeah, there's a good potential it could happen, but I'm pretty much looking at 50 cent first, and these red levels are extensions on the Fibonacci. I might take some profit at 40 cent, not my entire bag, but take, I don't know, 25% off the table, just to reinvest lower if it does happen. Right, so RSR. RSR has not performed too well recently, has it? I mean, I know the entire market's had a bit of a pullback. This was quite a severe one. 81% we dropped. I remember at some stage a few months ago we were banging out news, Twitter were on fire, and it just seems to calm down a little bit, and it's just not much going on, to be honest. I know mainnet's coming up, and to be quite honest, I've not really looked into a project so much recently as much as I should have. I need to keep a track on it, really. But we are bouncing off those lows. Nothing major yet in terms of a rebound. I mean, we bounced back 92%. That's not much compared to what some other projects have done. Considering we did drop 82% as well. But let's just have a look at this move here. Yeah, we did that 38% retracement, and now we are pushing on. Potential buys here at pretty much 4 cents on my nose. I think that would be a good level. And a golden ratio down here, 3.9. I mean, you could look at the entire move. If we just go back to a 4 hour. Depends how the market reacts this weekend. You could potentially look at loading up at this level at 3.7 cents as well, but just have to monitor it and see how it goes. Not a fan of RSR. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea, is it? Nice feature. So 4 hour time frame here, we're creating some higher lows on the way up. Things are looking good there in terms of bullish structure. This is the main area of liquidity, which we did consolidate before the last drop, so that is the area to break through. We're currently getting up into that region now. If you just drag that box right across, we are into that liquidity area now. So you might get a little bit of selling pressure within this, but if it does blast straight through it and just pretty much disregard that liquidity, then you can look at these regions here. That is pretty much, we had 3 wicks within that region, up at $13, so currently at $8.92. Let's just have a quick look at some potential buys on the 4 hour. Potentially, if we get a bit of a pullback, you could look there at $7.87 before we do gear up and then start to take the next move. So you could have a setup like that. But yeah, buys at $7.87, take profits up at $13.28. You're talking like 100% move there. Not 67. My maths is dog shit, but yeah, you know what I mean. Morning, everyone. You won't get no shilling from me, buddy. Luna went all the way up to $22, Matt. I think this did quite a massive pullback compared to some other projects. I think it looked like it nearly died. 82% again. A lot of projects on 82%, which is quite a crazy number. Yeah, it's looking okay for a buy, to be honest. I mean, Luna, is that Luna Crush, is it? Oh, that's something different. Is it Terra Luna? Ah, yeah, so I've never looked into that project, to be honest. But yeah, if it's still doing as it says and project's still working fine, man, buy in, hodl long term. How's a death cross played out? The thing is, amount of times I've seen death crosses in crypto when people banging about it, it's just a tool for the bears to use to say, look, we've had a bear cross, it's going down. When I think at least 50 to 60% of the time when you get that crossover to the downside, you think, right, it's going to drop, and it just does opposite to what everybody thinks. So I wouldn't read into that too much. It's a lagging indicator too, so I mean it's usually a few days behind what it should actually be at. Even if you're looking at, I mean, I have the RSI on here. It's a lagging indicator. Same with EMAs, lagging indicators. They can come down and test them, but everything's a lagging indicator. You need to have a bit of luck as well. What we're looking at, mind taking a look at EVID. Let's have a look at EVIDO. It's had a big ass pullback EVIDO, but that's what happens with low caps. And that's what's happened with pretty much the entire market. Now, looking at this region on EVIDO, we had a lot of liquidity and a lot of trading around this area, so you would say that is pretty much the accumulation zone. So that's, I mean, I'm not going to put any buy zones on, but if I were looking for buying now at EVIDO, so I'll set two lines. I'll set an upper limit there. I'll set a lower limit there and an upper limit there. So I would be buying anything within that range. So you're talking anywhere from 13.4 cent up to 27 cent. I think anything within that range is a nice buy, because I mean, we could for a while until some news comes out. Could potentially do a little bit of this, a little bit of bouncing around before we do start pushing on them and create some new highs, because this project is still in the early days. I mean, you could say it's been hammered over the last few months with COVID, or the last 2 years probably. But we're going to be swapping to a Hydra chain at some stage, which will have staking on there. Get away from that ERC20, all the shitty fees as well. So yeah, just buy within these range, mate, to be honest. Where can you get it? Can't remember where you can even buy it, to be honest. I think it's Bitforex, isn't it? Yeah, Uniswap and Bitforex. I mean, if you're looking to place some orders, go on Bitforex. But just remember, there's a lot of bots trading on there. So maybe just wait for Uniswap to come through and then buy. Look at that, 67% of the volume on Bitforex, and most of that is bots trading. So yeah. No, I don't know Hindi, unfortunately, buddy. I know Yorkshire, if you can speak fluent Yorkshire. Let's just go back to BT, see what's going on here. Looking good on 4 hour, we're not actually closed above that. What do I think about the PooCoin new competitor D chart? Looked at it, to be honest, mate. If I'm looking at charting software, I either use this one, Dex Tools, which is quite decent, or I use this one. If anyone's looking to do chart analysis and you don't want to pay for TradingView, go into this link here. Let's give you this link for a video chart, but all you have to do is sign in with Twitter and it's free to use. KSM, I've seen you mention KSM a few times, let's jump on that. Do you trade in BTC or USDT? Let me know, I'll cover both. USDT sound. Currently at 469, where we've been. Let's look at the daily. That TA is looking a bit crazy, isn't it? Let's get a video of that. So we've been up to 626. Done a 74% pullback. So far we've had a 200% increase from that low, so that's shows you that there's some positivity there. RSI is around mid-ground, so that's okay currently. So if you're looking for some buys, let's just monitor his latest move. So we'll take this here from the 29th of May up to a current top. If it does get a bit of a spin around here, because it is pretty much uncertain which way it's going to go here, we could get some orders filled down here. 400 bucks, I think that's a nice psychological area where people think, right, it's at 471, might place some orders down here, and it's bang on that 382 level. So if you're looking for some potential buys, that could be the level to take before we then start pushing on. We may get some buys filled and then push up to that negative 27 level at 550, or potentially come all the way up to all-time highs again and test it, which is bang on that 618 level there. So that is a potential setup for KSM if you're looking to either, I don't know, you could even open a long if you're looking to trade, maybe a long on that level. Stop loss at this 618 level, actually 50%. Stop loss there with a target of reaching that 27, so you're talking a 37% move there with zero leverage, so that could be a potential setup as well, buddy. A little bit of negativity from JJ there, mate. Sounds like a Bitcoin maxi talking. BTC's not just done that, has it? Sure, it's not just printed a 20% candle. Or has it? No, it's not. I don't actually own any KSM, mate. I've not looked in depth at it. I just prefer Polkadot. I've not really looked into KSM. Solid project, but I'm invested in other places, so I've just not really looked into it properly. I'll look at altcoin in a second. What's going on here? So this is a setup I had from Harmony One. I think I did some price analysis on it the other day, and I was looking for buys within this range. This 382 level. If you look at a fib, I had it at the top there, and then I was looking for buys here at 9.4 cent, and we have hit those buys, and we're starting to push up. I think if you're looking for take profits, I think you can look at 11.2 cent and 12.2, but closing a daily candle above this region here at 11.9, I think we'll push it on, and we can start to target this region at 13.6. But I mean, if you're looking for buys, I mean, we may come back down and test 9.4 cent, but I think this region here, 10 cent, will hold up for some nice psychological support. I think I used to own some Telcoin ages ago. I remember when Paddy Stash used to talk about it all the time, and I think I bought some back then, made a little bit of money. Something happened though, something mental happened, and it dropped to like 90% in space of a day or something like that. Can't see when that drop was, to be honest. Must have been way back in time. Might have been then. God knows, but yeah, don't hold it anymore. But let's have a look at some PA. Nasty wick to a downside there. Surely that's a scam wick. But yeah, looking at this current move, let's have a look what's going on. Potential breakout going on here. What's your all-time high, is it? So all-time high is at 6.5 cent, currently at 3.2 cent. Not a million miles away from all-time highs, really. Talking 100%. If you're looking for some buys, though, I think it will be a good time to buy within these range before it does start pushing on. First area to target is here for sales at 3.9 cent, and take profits before potentially loading back up. If we do get a bit of a drop, though, and you get a bit of a sell, I think this is a region to buy here at pretty much 3 cent. I mean, it's got some nice psychological area of support. We've traded all the way through there quite well and used it as support. And we've not really rejected off that at all, so it's showing that's a solid level. So if you're looking for buys, probably that level there. If the market does get a shakeout, you can probably target some buys at 2.8 cent as well. I looked at V-Chain yet, have I? This is a resistance area really here. I mean, you could even push it a little bit further down where them daily candles close there. We had that double top and then it dropped. Currently breaking into that area. I think if you get a wick, or even a closure should I say, about above there at 14.5 cent, I think that might be the first major area to target. But a closure above this wick here will be good, and then we can really start to push on. But yeah, it's looking okay, to be honest, mate. See you later, mate. Just looking like it's rejecting off this level here at 39k. Used that 236 level as quite a bit of a bouncing area there. It looks like we're coming back up to test this 39k region. If we reject again, you may get some orders filled here or here. Those are two levels to watch out if we do reject our 39k again. Let's just monitor it and see what goes on. We'll come back to it in chat soon. 19th for June, Scotland v England. No way. I don't know. I've not even been looking at football much recently. Especially England, the dog shit. Thoughts on XRP? Never really looked into XRP. Actually, one of my first ever crypto purchases XRP. It's what brought a lot of people to crypto in 2017. Don't hold any now, bro. Not a big fan of it. I'm a fan of the network. The blockchain is probably one of the best blockchains out there in terms of speed and scalability. But I'm just not a fan of the way it gets shilled to fucking high heaven. What about Doge? It's listed on Coinbase Pro today, isn't it? That could be a good area to short it. Actually push through that region. I was looking at targeting there. Let's see if we get a bull flag in place, see if this happens. We might get a break to the upside. Not confirmed yet though, don't even look like one yet. That's your area if you want to buy some Doge, 3.8 cent. Our size is a little bit overbought now, to be honest, so on the 4 hours, so I think it might flip round in and definitely should be looking to pick some up down here if you want to hold Doge. I wouldn't recommend it like. Any thoughts on the graph? I sold my graph just due to severe boredom. Oh, there we go, we broke through. I covered this on yesterday's live stream. We're looking for either potential buys down at 618 level or a break up from the downtrend. We've been, as you can see, we was creating lower highs, a lower high there, lower high there, and now we've actually broken up. So yeah, that could be now a change of trend, and we might start to push on. So I think our buy zone is pretty much out of reach now. If you're looking for some buys, I think it may come back. I reckon it's going to pop up to potentially pop up to this 0 point, this top of this move, come back down, test this 382 level on the trend line, and then it should start pushing on. So that's a potential setup there. Test these previous highs, reject, come back down, 382 level at 7.75 cent, and then start to take off. But yeah, in terms of thoughts on the graph, I just got a bit bored of it. I was holding it for 6 months. I ended up selling for 30% profit, which is not much in crypto, but I needed a space in my portfolio for another coin, and I was already holding too many, so I just got rid of it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the graph. Let's watch BTC. Lots of buys coming on BTC in a minute. Reason all the orders are over 100k, as you can see, they're banging in a minute. 230k, 5 BTC buy. Some big orders down there. Obviously a lot of sales too, but if you're ever wanting to watch that, go on to aggr.trade. Drop that in the comments. What about HTR? Never really looked at that, mate. What are we on? Oh, half or up 20% today. That seems to be doing well. Where we're trading. Qcoin, so we'll have a chart on here. I can't tell you about any fundamentals about a project, but it seems to be flying today. Oh, we've done some previous here, aren't we? We're looking for that drop, and it did bang straight down. It's not the best looking chart, that, to be honest with you. It's like it's done a complete reset. Nasty 87% drop there. I suppose it's nothing to worry about as long as the product's still doing its doing. It's getting a nice relief bounce from them lows. So far up 185%, 20% on midday. This is the area to target. I think if we are coming to that region now, but if you look, we have quite a lot of trading within that area, so that shows that there is liquidity. So that is the first area for us to target. I think if we do push above there, then we can start to target these wicks here, which is there. So if you look at a double top, and then we'd use this here as support, and then we rejected off it too. So that is the first major. Oh, it's a dollar as well, so it's a psychological area. So if you're looking for buys, pretty much I would buy under this pretty much 65% area. and then I think that's the first target of $1. It looks like a key area to break through at. I think if it does break through, and I think things will start to push on. V-chains up to that area, which I said earlier on. That is a key area to break through. Currently rejected out of that box. Need to break through there. Have I looked at Reef? No, I've not. I've not looked at Reef for ages. I'm still holding some Reef, I think. I'll have a look at my portfolio a sec, see if I am. Portfolio's looking good today. Yes, I'm holding some Reef. I'm actually down on Reef. 20% down. I must have bought in quite high. Oh, it's 2.8 cent in it. I think I bought about 3.5. Let's have a look. Forward time frame. Let's go on to the daily. Let's get rid of that. Ignore that first wick there. Whenever you see a coin, that if you're looking at a chart on the Binance, that list straight away, you always get these random crazy wicks. Look at that. That's ridiculous. So yeah, if you ever see a wick on the first day, ignore that. Bit of tomfookery. So we're currently, if you look at these wicks around here, we had a nice area of support here, bit of trading here. It's coming through, it's using this area of support. If you look at all these wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks, and failed to close below that. So to me, that shows that it's a nice level of support there. So I think if you're looking for some buys, if the market does allow, you may come back down and test out. But I mean, it's used as support quite a lot. So it's 2.4 cent there, but if you look at this move here, it's pumping it a minute. You may come back down and test 2.6 cent for some buys. But in terms of take profits and where we're going to go, this is a first test here. That's a first major test to get through at 3.7 cent. A lot of liquidity within this range. So yeah, I think breaking above that will then start pushing back up towards them all-time highs at some stage. But yeah, 2.6 cent is the area to buy. If the market does get a shakeout, you probably come back down to 2.4 cent to test that area. Well, that's played out nicely. I had this set up on VChain BTC. Yeah, it's broke out nicely. That currently back to the top of that move there. So I think if we break through here now on the BTC pair at 356 satoshis, we're going to go into and test 395. But yeah, that's looking good at the minute. Had a nice breakout there. Can I check out VGX? I used to hold some Voyager ages ago. Still, don't know why, but it's still BQX on. What's going on here? It's still BQX on Binance. This is region, yeah. Notified that was a lot of trading with this region. Exactly the same setup here. If you look, we trended down. So we had a bit of a downtrend there, and then we broke to the upside. Here the same happened again. We've had a break to the, we've had a downtrend. We've actually broke above that. Still, over the higher time frame, looking at from pretty much 25th of Feb, we are still in a downtrend. So we need to break above $3.35 really to start getting a push on. But yeah, still looking bearish until we do break this downtrend. But yeah, same scenarios happened then as what's happening now. We've had that breakdown. we've had that break up, so I can't really do any TA until we break that. Once we do break above here, what I might do is jump into another video, like a dedicated video to Voyager, and have a look at some other key levels that we can target. Breakout or shakeout this week? Well, it's looking like a breakout currently, but we do know that it's Thursday, weekend coming up. We could always have a shakeout on the weekend. I don't think we'll ever get a shakeout like some people are imagining, a fucking 20k, which is, I can't see that happening. But we could get some buys back within this range, potentially come back down, test this trend line, or even come back down to these levels at 36k. Remember, we don't just keep going up and up. I know we've had like 3 weeks of bearishness, and pretty much the entire crypto Twitter turned bearish, but overall I'm bullish still. I think this was just a manipulated drop. A big shakeout, get some people in, and then start to push on. My phone's going mad. Just had a bull alert on BTC on a 4-hour time frame. Bull alert. Bull alert. BTC 4-hour time frame. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap up today. That's coming up to 50 minutes and I need to go to the gym. I'll be back later on. If you're not in my Telegram group, join, because it's a good place to learn if you're new to crypto, or just a general talk about crypto, or what you're eating or some crap. But yeah, anything you want to talk about, jump into my Telegram. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you're subscribed. Try and do as many live streams as possible from now on. I've got like 20 days off work coming up, so I'll be doing a live stream nearly every day. And yeah, I'm just covering some projects. So yeah, jump into my Telegram group, hit that like button, make sure that you are subscribed, and I will catch you next time.